As President Joe Biden embarked on his final days in office, he delivered heartfelt farewell speeches to various groups, including the diplomatic corps and military leaders. These speeches, however, masked a somber reality. The conclusion of his lengthy political career was far from the triumphant end he had envisioned. Biden is set to leave the White House reluctantly, feeling that he still had much to contribute and significant goals left unattained. Despite his accomplishments during his tenure, he carries a sense of frustration and disappointment regarding the circumstances surrounding his exit. Concerns about his health and vitality linger in the background, casting a shadow over his reflections. Throughout his presidency, Biden achieved several notable milestones, including legislative victories and international diplomacy, yet he departs with a sense of bitterness. His relationships with former allies have soured, particularly with those who played a role in his decision to step back from the 2024 race. Many within his party harbor grievances, believing that his leadership ultimately facilitated Donald Trump's return to the White House. This sentiment of betrayal complicates his legacy and the relationships he once valued. Additionally, Biden's relationship with Vice President Kamala Harris has reportedly become strained. As he prepares to hand over the reins of power, the dynamics of their partnership and the future of their political alliance remain uncertain. This tension adds another layer to the complex narrative of his presidency. As Biden departs, the capital city he leaves behind will once again be under the influence of Trump, his political rival. This outcome starkly contrasts with Biden's aspirations to secure a lasting legacy that would prevent Trump's resurgence. Instead of being remembered as the president who decisively ended Trump's political career, Biden faces the prospect of being viewed as a transitional figure, an interim president who governed between two administrations led by a man he openly criticized as a fascist and a danger to democracy. In one of his last public addresses, Biden addressed mayors, reinforcing the notion that while his presidency is concluding, the work of governance must persist. While my term in office is ending, the work continues, he stated, emphasizing the ongoing responsibilities leaders have to their communities. Your work continues. This sentiment encapsulates his hope that the progress made during his tenure will inspire continued efforts toward positive change. As Biden reflects on his presidency, he grapples with a mixed legacy. He is proud of the strides made in areas like infrastructure, climate change, and social equity, but is acutely aware of the challenges that remain. His administration's efforts to unite a deeply divided nation have faced significant obstacles, and the political landscape remains fraught with polarization. Looking back, Biden's presidency was marked by significant events, including the COVID-19 pandemic, economic recovery efforts, and social justice movements. Each of these issues shaped his policies and responses, but they also highlighted the limitations of his influence in an increasingly contentious political environment. The challenges he faced were not solely external. Internal party dynamics and the shifting priorities of the electorate also played critical roles. Biden's farewell addresses served as a reminder of the alliances and relationships he forged during his long career in Washington. He often referenced the importance of bipartisanship and collaboration, yet the reality of political life frequently pulled him away from those ideals. The divisions within Congress and the electorate meant that many of his initiatives faced roadblocks, complicating the narrative of his presidency. As President Joe Biden embarked on his final series of public appearances, delivering heartfelt farewell speeches to various sectors including his diplomatic corps and military leaders, a stark reality loomed over these moments. The conclusion of his extensive political career was not turning out as he had envisioned. After decades of service in Washington, D.C., Biden's exit was tinged with a mixture of accomplishments and unfulfilled aspirations. Throughout his presidency, Biden succeeded in pushing through several significant legislative measures aimed at addressing critical issues such as the COVID-19 pandemic, economic recovery, climate change, and social equity. His administration managed to secure a historic infrastructure bill, enhance healthcare access, and promote clean energy initiatives. Yet, despite these milestones, there lingered a sense of dissatisfaction within him. Biden felt he had more to offer the country, a desire to continue pursuing policies that aligned with his vision for a united and thriving America. However, as he prepared to leave office, Biden grappled with a complex emotional landscape filled with resentment and disappointment. The political environment had shifted dramatically during his tenure, and he faced a growing divide within his own party. Many of his once strong allies had distanced themselves, some even feeling that his leadership was partly responsible for ceding the White House back to the Republican Party. This was a painful realization for a man who had dedicated his life to public service and collaboration. Biden's relationship with Vice President Kamala Harris, who was expected to be his partner in governance, had also become strained. The dynamics of their partnership had evolved in unexpected ways, leading to speculation about the future of their political alliance. The complexities of their working relationship, combined with the pressures from the party and the nation, contributed to Biden's feeling of isolation as he prepared to depart. As Biden prepared to leave the Capitol, he could not ignore the reality that his predecessor, Donald Trump, was poised to reclaim his influence. The political landscape had shifted back toward Trump, a scenario Biden had fought hard to avoid. Instead of being celebrated as the leader who decisively defeated Trump in the 2020 election, Biden would be remembered as a transitional figure, a president who, despite his efforts, could not fully eradicate the divisive politics that Trump embodied. This was not the legacy Biden had envisioned when he assumed office with the promise of restoring dignity and unity to American governance. In one of his final public addresses, Biden acknowledged the ongoing work that lay ahead, emphasizing the importance of perseverance. "While my term in office is ending, the work continues," he stated during a speech to mayors. This sentiment underscored his belief that change is a continuous process, one that transcends individual administrations. He urged those in attendance to carry on the fight for progress, reinforcing his commitment to the issues he championed throughout his presidency. As he prepares to depart in a helicopter, leaving behind the familiar sights and sounds of Washington, Biden's legacy remains complex. His tenure was marked by significant achievements, yet overshadowed by the political turmoil and division that persisted. The culmination of his career, once envisioned as a triumphant conclusion, had morphed into a narrative of resilience amid challenges. Biden's departure is more than just the end of an administration. It is a reflection of the evolving American political landscape. His journey serves as a reminder that even the most seasoned leaders face unforeseen obstacles, and that the work of governance is an ongoing endeavor, requiring constant vigilance, collaboration, and a steadfast commitment to the ideals of democracy.